Hey, it's the Right Rican, and welcome to the Right Rican Show. If this is your first time watching, please give a like and subscribe. And no guests today. I'm coming on a little early because the weather's nasty outside. Um, had to pick up my kids early, and I wanted to, just in case if when the weather's like this, when it's going to be icy, it's power outages in my area. So I figured, just in case, let me get on early. I was supposed to have the friend of the show, Marissa, to come on. We're going to talk about a messed up thing that happened to a disabled politician, but I'll save that for probably Monday, just depending how things roll. But as you can see from the title of my show, who controls the present controls the past. And for people who don't know, it's a quote from 1984. I'll read you the full quote. It goes, "Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past." And with everything going on, what's going on between, um, let's say people being deplatformed, videos being deplatformed. Like, here's an example. Let me let me bring this up. I'll bring it up over here. uh, Excuse me. Sorry. I'm a one man show, so you got to work with me. So here we go. Screen share. And let's see. Um, Window. And here we go. So let me just make this bigger so like that everybody could anybody watching could see. Come on. There we go. All right. So actually, first thing I should, well, I'll bring up the quote again. Right here's the quote right here. So you can see the quote. I have it highlighted right here. You can see. Um, Big fan of 1984. I read also Brave New World. And here's a story from the Daily Wire. Video platform Vimeo deplatforms another documentary critical of gender affirming care. Now, here's the problem, and this is a big problem that's going on, and this was what was going on with Twitter pre Elon Musk. Is you're only hearing one side of the narrative when you don't allow people to speak. That's what's going on. You're not hearing both sides of the story, and it's a detriment to everybody. You can't you can't get uh, real ideas, real thoughts. Um, you can't make up your whole mind if you only have half the information, and that's what's going on. You only have um, you only have one side of the story. So how can you get the whole story? You're getting, that's one of the things that moved this country, especially like one party, to the far left. Is because the fact that with Twitter, when they were censoring conservatives, when they were censoring speech of people they disagreed with, the only speech that was available to be seen was left wing speech. So in turn, what went on? Well, people were like, "Oh, well, if this is the only thing I see, this must be what's correct. This must be what's true." And that was the problem. That was always the problem. Is that's what people thought was true. So when you deplatform people, or you censor them on Twitter, censor them on Facebook, that's the stuff that's going on. People think that everyone agrees with Black Lives Matter. Everyone agrees with the woke left. They're just a vocal minority, and that's what's going on. And then show you this article here. So apparently, uh, I'm gonna butcher his name, Roald Dahl, the man who wrote like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Matilda. Apparently, um, they're removing words like ugly, fat, female. Um, they're removing mother and father and replacing it with parent. This is the stuff that's going on, and it's insane. But when you see, shouldn't say when you see, when you let me see. Oh, I didn't keep the quote. I put in my description. You'll see it in the description, um, that Saul Alinsky wrote in Rules for Radicals. He put, "He who controls the language controls the masses." Okay. So here's the thing. What's going on? What do you see? You see the manipulation of language, like saying, they want to take away um, the family. They want, so what they're doing, instead of removing they're removing mother and father with parent. Breastfeeding with chest feeding. Um, this whole made up gender pronouns for genders that don't exist. You either male or female. That's it. There's no third gender. Now, you could say there's intersex people or hermaphrodites, whatever term you want to call them. They exist, but genetically, um, that's what's, they're usually, I think is, I forget if they have a double, I think they have a double X or a double Y, depending. Um, but that's it. XX, there's X or Y, that's what you have. And this is what's going on. It's like I say on most of my shows, we're living through the color right now. We're living through the attempted color revolution of the United States. That's what's going on with this language, with this gender affirming care. Look, listen, last week, I just had on Buck Angel. A couple of weeks ago, I had a trans conservative on, Laura. And the, here's the whole thing: the media ignores people like that. They'll even call Buck Angel a transphobe. Okay, they call J.K. Rowling a transphobe for protecting women and women's sports. Okay, uh, without even seeing the game, they right away wanted to boycott the Hogwarts Legacy game, which I'm currently playing. Which is, the graphics on this game are, if you're a gamer like I am, the graphics are sick. Okay, and within like the first, what, like 10 minutes of playing, maybe, okay, let's say first half an hour of playing the game, let's be nice about it, there's a trans character. The bartender, it looks female but sounds like a dude. And you can make yourself a trans character if that's what you want to do. I just started the game, so I can't tell you anything more about it. But the diversity in the game is, they have Spanish players. Well, they all speak with a British accent, but they have Spanish last names. You got Indians, you got blacks, you got Asians. You have, of course, you have white people. I mean, it's a whole different it's a whole group of different types of people. But they're boycotting a game just because the fact that they hate a person that agrees with them probably 95% of the time. This 5%, they're all flipping out. It's kind of like with Elon Musk. Everybody on the left loved Elon Musk as a Tesla, and he's doing this to protect the environment. And then what's going on? Now they hate him because he wants to give a little free speech. Just, it's like, really? But what this all boils down to, like I said, this is why I put the 1984 quote. This is why I put the Saul Alinsky quote, is because that's what it boils down to. They're trying to control everyone with the manipulation of language and the erasing of history. That's the irony behind it. Like they'll talk about, like let's say they'll talk about the African American Studies course in Florida that was canceled, and they neglect. What does the media neglect to tell you? Hey, it had gender theory in it, and it had elements of gender theory, queer theory in it, but they was calling it African American Studies. What does that have to do with African American Studies? Nothing. But this is stuff that they put in to indoctrinate your children. You know, I know YouTube might hate to hear this, but there's a huge anti-white bias. And I mean, I seen it growing up. I remember being called the white boy of the group because all my friends were either black or half black and Puerto Rican. So I was the light skinned one. And they used to bother me from my light skin. Now, it was in good fun back then, not the way it's going on now. Like, I had someone go, "You don't understand. You're passing." Like, dude, I've been called a spick by a police officer. I mean, I went into supermarkets in white neighborhoods and been stared at because they're like, "Who the hell is this guy?" So, um, sorry, I was just seeing from my guest, the friend of the show. I don't want to call her a guest anymore because she's been uh, she's been my she's been more of a um, I don't want to say guest, but she's been more of a constant here at the Right Rican show ever since we became friends from our mutual like of Aaron Lewis. So she's been on, and I guess she can't make it. I decided to do this last minute, like I said, because the weather. I didn't want to go on later tonight and the power be out. But hey, it is what it is. So I was thing that sucks is doing it this early. I don't have normally have people on asking questions, and I know this is a weird time. So hopefully you guys watch this on the replay. Let me know what you guys think. I will do my best to stay on top of the comments since people will be watching this on replay more than they're watching it live. Uh, I saw I had a couple of viewers on Rumble. People, if you're watching on Rumble, I leave it open and I see that you're on. And if you go to the live chat, if you want to comment, you can. I'll see it. It may be a little delayed from when you ask it, but please feel free to chime in the conversation. But let me know what you guys think. I'm curious because, like I've said, um, there's there's a cultural revolution being like the a communist revolution trying to be done here. But why I say it's cultural because that's the way it started in China. You have Mao's Red Revolution, and this is how they started removing, changing language, trying to change the culture, trying to get rid of, like I said, the four olds: old ideas, old customs, old values, and old. Why you think I talk about all the time? You think I have it memorized by now, but I don't. Um, Yeah, like I said, I just had low energy these past couple of days, so I don't know if I'm coming down with anything, but I just wanted to get something out there because I didn't do a show on Monday. I was exhausted on Monday. Did a lot of things, and um, so let me know. Like I said, in the comments section, let me know you what you guys think of the video. I didn't want to, there's a lot of stuff I could talk about. I could talk about Trump and his visit to East Palestine in Ohio versus Biden's visit of Ukraine, which is ridiculous. He could, travel around the world to give another country $500 million, but he can't go to East Palestine and give them, $5 million. You know, people are going to say, "Oh, Trump's there for a photo op." You know what? At least he's getting the photo op. Where the hell's Biden? Where's anyone in his administration? Forget about sending Pete Buttplug. What about sending your VP Kamala Harris? Send her to get a photo op, even though she ain't going to do anything. And neither is your administration. It took Trump shaming you guys for you guys to finally give him FEMA assistance. That was ridiculous. Like I said, there's plenty of stuff I could talk about, but I wanted to keep it short today. Um, much more fun when I have guests line up for you. Hopefully, in uh, I want to talk about this Ukraine in depth with someone who's a better, much better expert at this than I am. So I'm trying to get Michael Johns on. I've had him on before. When it comes to, he's a great source of knowledge when it comes to foreign policy. Uh, so let's see how the next weeks go. I might actually do other shows, which I might go on other people's shows, and I'll if that stuff happens, I'll announce it on a show and or on social media. And oh, I'm gonna leave it there. I don't want to. I could get long winded. So have a good day. Hope you guys have a good Wednesday, and hope you guys have a good weekend. See you guys next time. Have a good one.